Sonya. Hold on 1 second, Sonya. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Hey, 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 Sonya. What you doing? What you up to? Y'all miss me? Y'all been walking? Sonya, what did I put in my title? What day did I put in my title? Hey, Lorraine. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, Sonya and Lorraine and everyone else in the chat. How y'all doing? Sonya, I've been off for a few days. I don't remember what I put in the title. Did I put Monday or Wednesday? I can't remember. Y'all, what is it? Did I put did I put a date? Oh my goodness. But, Lorraine, I'm just not coming back, so I put Monday. So it's not a Monday because this is live, huh? So I'm gonna have to change that. What are y'all up to? It probably won't let me change it while I'm walking. Monday. Did I put Monday the 23rd? Or did I just put Monday? Look, it's a motivational Wednesday. But hey, it's not a motivational Monday, but it's still a motivational day, right? Today's Thursday where you are. It's it's Wednesday here, planet, and I was like, I haven't been on in a few days, and so I just put the wrong thing in there. But hey, it's motivational Wednesday then. It's hump day. It's hump day, y'all. It's hump day already. Like when you take a few days off, the days get like they start to go together. But I should have remembered yesterday was Taco Tuesday. I had tacos yesterday. I had tacos yesterday. So what did you guys have yesterday? Hey Annie. Hey Albert. Welcome, 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 Annie and Albert. I'm back. I'm back walking. Did y'all walk? Y'all know I tell y'all to move, move, move. Yeah, I've been in and out, kind of moving around, traveling around a little bit. So I've been walking, but I didn't go live because I was kind of having some fun. And y'all, I have gotten my days mixed up. I've gotten my days mixed up. Hey, Key Kitchen. Welcome everybody. Welcome to the live. Yeah, I've got my days mixed up. Look at it. Y'all know I'm nosy. I'm always trying to see what's on, what something is. Y'all know I'm nosy. But I got my days mixed up, y'all. But welcome, welcome, welcome everyone into the live. I hope you guys have been being good. I hope you guys have been moving. I hope you've been being motivated to do good things. I hope you've been being positive. And most of all, again, I hope you've been moving, moving, moving. What's up, cool gamer? Hey, cool gamer. Hey, 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 cool gamer. How are you, everyone? Jill, I didn't see you, Jill, but I see you now. Welcome, 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 welcome. Hey, Tamika. So, what you guys been up to? What have you been up to? Look, I have not been live maybe since like Tuesday, maybe of last week. So, have you guys been? What have you been doing? Have you been moving? Have you been exercising? Sonya, what have you been doing? Have you been on your treadmill this morning? Y'all, this is a big debate. What's the hottest month? June, I mean July or August? I will always feel like until it changes that August is hotter than July. I just feel like July is the middle of the summer. And yes, it does get critically hot, But it's something about August where I think people start to focus on hurricane season, and they feel like it's an automatic cool down, but it's not. August is hot. August is a hot month, and most times I think it's hotter than July. Maybe not every year, but I think a lot of times August is the hottest month of the year. I have been kicking it, exercising daily, and stretching. I hear you, Sonya. Good, good. My daughter brought some raisin. Raisin canes. Okay, okay, that sounds good. You think August too, Planet? You think August is the hottest month? I don't care what anybody says. July ain't got nothing on August. It's just that July is the middle of summer. So I think a lot of people are stuck on that being the hottest month. We're back into a heat wave. We're back into a heat wave. I remember all the birthdays in August in my family. I mean in July, we be hot and everything, but we still celebrate outside. But when August came in, you better do it late in the evening. You better do it late in the evening because you can't really get anybody to come out in my family until like late in the evening and dark, unless they're going to work or to pay a bill or something like that. They're staying in the house. You believe July too, Annie? I used to think July was, but I think that was because I would hear so many people say it. And then when I started to like work in the summer, like when you're in school, you work summer months. Man, it was something about August. August was no joke. It was sweltering. And it was almost time to go back to school. You work for a little while to get you some schools, extra money for the family and extra money for your school supplies and clothing and things like that. Thank you, Jill. Thank you. I see what Jill said. Welcome. Welcome on in, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. Please thumbs up the live. Share it out if you can. I would greatly appreciate it. Any kind of support. You can like, you can comment, share, or subscribe. We're over here dropping positive nuggets so that someone can come through and pick up positive nuggets. So we're dropping nuggets. Anybody in the chat can drop a nugget as long as it's informative, positive, creative, educational, uplifting, as long as it's any of those in any combination. Drop nuggets that will help your brother and your sister lift them up. All right. That's what we want to do. So a lot of times, y'all, because that's what we're trying to do over here, we're trying to be positive and we want everybody to get along. We don't get a lot of people in the chat, but that's okay because I love it like that. I love the people who come. We develop relationships. I think everybody in this chat is in this chat almost every time I go live. There are a few people who miss because like, hey, I missed a few days. I missed a week. I was off like a week. But I enjoy seeing Miss Key Kitchen. I enjoy seeing Annie. Annie, I hadn't seen Annie in a while. She's back. Welcome, 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 Annie. Jill says this weather is bipolar. I love seeing Lorraine, her 17. Lorraine says June, July, August is hot here in Arizona. Really? Lorraine, Arizona, which one of them do you feel like is the hottest? Or is it just so hot that you can't even pick? Like, it's not even a choice. Welcome, Planet. Planet says, what's worse? What was the worst job you ever had? The worst job I ever had. Let me think. Selling vacuum cleaners. I think selling vacuum cleaners is the worst job I ever had. Not because it's at the time it was commission only. Uh, so I had to make sure, like I had to sell at least one vacuum cleaner to get commission, and at least two to get good commission. So I think selling vacuum cleaners is the worst job I ever had on planet. Jill says, I have to say that working at the laundromat was ooh, really? One of your worst jobs? You know what? Selling vacuum cleaners was probably the worst job I've ever had, but I would do it again if I had to. Lion Pride, I remember it snowing August. Really? It snowed in August there, Sonya. 2019 freaked you out. I bet it did. I bet it did. Lorraine says can't even pick 100 plus every day. I know. Can't even pick. That's what I thought, Lorraine. I was like, in Arizona, you probably can't even pick. So who's been in the path of the hurricane? I think everything is okay now. But what wasn't there a hurricane off of the west coast that was affecting people in like California and Nevada, maybe Utah? I'm not sure. Let me know if you've been affected by that hurricane. But yeah, y'all, I think you know what? I think I take that back. Well, I don't know. I don't know. It's a toss up between the selling vacuum cleaners and working in fast food. And the only reason I say fast food is because each day that you work, somebody has to take turns to clean the bathroom. And yeah, I would always get out of that. I would always get out of cleaning the bathrooms. So I don't know. I don't know if I can say 100% that selling the vacuum cleaners was worse. In fact, I take that back because when I sold vacuum cleaners, I could leave to do errands, I could pay bills. But the downside is that you did have to make so many calls. So that does require gas. But back then, gas wasn't expensive. Gas wasn't like it is today. It wasn't fluctuating as much. But you did too, Jill. Oh my gosh. Working in fast food. And you think about it and you're like, why does anybody have to clean the bathroom? But when you think about it, you're in a fast food restaurant, whether it's KFC, Hardee's, Popeyes, they don't have janitors, they don't hire janitors. So someone has to make sure that the bathrooms are clean. And unfortunately, it has to be to the staff. And it's usually what used to make me mad was that it was usually the cashiers. And see, the people in the kitchen or in the back who were preparing the food, they never made them do it. Which I can kind of understand them not doing it, but at the same time, I'm like, this is equal opportunity employment. Make them clean the bathrooms. But I think I cleaned the bathrooms maybe twice, and I got out of it. And fortunately, when I had to clean them, they weren't so bad. Because y'all, let me tell you, when people use public restrooms, they don't care. They don't care how they leave it. I was always taught in my home that you leave things the way you find it, or the way you find them, right? So you leave things the way you find them. So think about it. If you go into a bathroom that's nasty, and if you're forced to use it, because most times if it's too nasty, we're not going to use it, unless we're just have no choice and we're about to go. So most times we're not going to use it, right? But sometimes you just have to use the restroom. So people just don't care. And it makes me wonder, they say like what you do outside your home is how you act in your home. And I think that can be true to a degree. But I think some people, they don't really leave their bathrooms like that at home. They're just outside. They're in the public. They don't care. Someone else is going to have to clean it. And they just don't care. So you may not have that intention, but guess what? If we go into a restroom and it is filthy, and by some way, and ladies for sure, we know how to make things work. If we can get a way to use that restroom, find a way, because we're never doing the seat sitting. So we can find a way to use that toilet. We're just going to leave it like it is because I'm not cleaning up something I didn't do. So I think there's that one or two that are just nasty and don't care. And then everyone else has to follow suit because it's like, you're not going to clean up somebody else's mess. You know, you're not going to clean up someone else's mess. And most of us, we don't go into restrooms with gloves and cleaners and prepared. to you know, clean the restrooms. In fact, I'll tell y'all a quick story. I was looking for a restroom because I was traveling, I was on the road, and y'all, when I tell you I went to I made 5 different stops. And when I finally found a restroom that was clean enough, Planet says worst job I had was stacking shelves overnight at grocery store. Everybody hated their life. Really? So I don't think I would like that either, Planet, to be truthful. I don't. Sonya says right. Kid Kitchen says, when I travel, I won't drink anything. Come on, Kid Kitchen. You got it. I won't drink anything just so I don't have to use the bathroom on the road. That's how I am too, Kid Kitchen. But that's what I usually do. But with it being so hot, I know that's not really healthy. So it just depends on how long a drive it is. If it's like 2 to 4 hours, I won't drink anything. But if it's like 6 plus, I have to drink something. So, and then you know what? You have to usually when it's like 6 plus hours, you have to drink the drinks that are going to make you go because you have to drink something that's going to try and keep you alert. Like I don't drink, like y'all may see sodas on my shorts, but I'm usually pouring those up or something like that for, for someone else. Or, and I will get a craving sometimes for like a vanilla Coke or a Mountain Dew. I will get a craving for those sometimes, but I'm not that person. I'm the person that I can buy a 20 ounce and it can last me for like 2 or 3 days. So that's how I am with soft drinks. I tend to stay away from them. But when you're traveling, you typically need something that's got a little caffeine in it, something that's going to give you a little spurt. So, so when I'm traveling, I'll take something like that with me. And caffeine is a diuretic. So when you drink caffeine, you're going to have to use the restroom. So, but Key Kitchen, I'm that way too. If certain trips, certain distances, I don't drink anything. Hey, Brian. Princess Hello Last Pride coming in with my thumbs up. I appreciate that listening. I'm in the car driving. Everyone have a peaceful, restful night and a positive tomorrow. Yes, everyone, claim yourself a positive tomorrow. Have a peaceful and restful night. Thank you for everyone coming in. If you're just stopping by to say hello, I appreciate that. Sonia says, hey, Brian. Jill says, I rarely use public restrooms. I've been like that since I was a little girl. Me too, Jill. Me too. But it's like my mom, grandmom, aunties, they all said don't use public restrooms. Because there's always been this debate about what you can, if you can get something off the seats or not. There's always been this public debate. So, I just err on the side of caution and I don't use them. And if I have to use them, like I said, ladies, you know how we do. If you have to use a public restroom, I hope you know what to do. But what's so nice is that recently at a public bathroom, you know how they have the seat covers, right? Well, I don't like those either because they're not plastic. If it's just the paper ones, they're not plastic. But I went into a casino actually, and they have the plastic. So once you use the restroom, it whirls around a new realm of plastic. Once you use the restroom, have you guys seen one of those before? Annie says, I like a cold Pepsi every now and then. Yes, yes, Annie. It's just like I get a craving sometimes and I'll drink a Pepsi, but most of the times not a vanilla Coke. Like my parents loved Pepsi. So we grew up drinking Pepsis, but most of the times now I'll I will get just like this really, really like bad craving for a Pepsi and I'll get it. But I don't know, I think it's something about the vanilla and the vanilla Coke that I like. But I think overall I do prefer Pepsi. Back in the day, I preferred Pepsi. But there's something that vanilla Coke, when they came out with vanilla Coke, y'all, that was, they did something when they did that. Who likes vanilla Coke or cherry Coke? I prefer vanilla. But I know a lot of people like cherry Coke. And then there's cherry vanilla Coke now. Sonya says, I love Sprite or ginger ale, any clear drink. I don't like Pepsi or Coke, anything brown. No, no, for you. I love Sprite. I love Sprite. Um, I drink. If I drink, like I said, I don't drink. I probably have a drink about yeah. There's like a Sprite and there's a Coke, both 20 ounces, that have been in my fridge for like all month. So I'll have one in the fridge, and I have to check it to make sure they haven't expired. Because soft drinks tend to last like maybe 2 or 3 months. The expiration date goes out for about 2 or 3 months. So Sprite is good to have on hand when you're not feeling good. Um, you know, but I try to just stay away from the drinks because of the caffeine one. And even if you're drinking caffeine free, like a Sprite or some of the other colored drinks that are caffeine free, like Fantas, you're still getting that carbonated water, that acid. So I try to stay away from 'em. I don't drink drinks sodas near as much as I used to because you got the caffeine, and then when you get the caffeine free, you got the carbonated water, basically carbonic acid. So I try to stay away from sodas. But again, y'all know what I say. Nobody's perfect. We all have our things that we just gotta get sometimes. But moderation is key. Knowing how to self-limit yourself is key. See, Brian speaking to Sonya and Jill. Thumbs up the live, please. Thank you, Sonya. Thank you. Jill says, I drink a lot of water. Once in a while, I have a Pepsi or ginger ale. Yes, water, water, water. I love Gatorade. And and my favorite drink is water. My favorite drink is water. I love drinking water. I love being in water. When it rains, I don't run out of the rain like a lot of people do. I love water. Like water is just it's the essential. It's just the essential drink. I mean, literally and figuratively, it's essential. Water is essential. So yeah, I love water. Water is my favorite drink. Now, back in the day when I was a kid, it's not so much that anything was my favorite drink. I guess if someone asked me, I didn't think about water off the top. I just think something flavored. But as a young adult, when I got into working out like years and years ago, and you just get that quenching of the thirst, there's nothing going to quench that thirst like water. Nothing makes you feel as good as water does. If you have a headache, think about it. Have you had enough water for the day? Thank you guys for coming in. Like I said, I was off for about a week. I hope you guys moved. You guys know I come on here and I practice, my cool down with you guys. I go through my cool down. I exercise. I jump rope today. I jump rope and I did my elliptical. So my cool down is what I'm doing right now. So my warm up is my appetizer, my exercise is my entree, and my cool down is my dessert. And most of the times, the cool down is your favorite part of the meal, just like a dessert. But I can say I enjoy everything. I love the warm up and exercise. The actual exercise and the cool down are my favorite parts of exercise. So we got 3 steps: warm up, exercise, and cool down. And I love, love, love my entree, and I love my dessert. Sonia says she loves water too. I add cucumber or strawberries or any fruit to my water, and I like 7 Up too. Really? Lorraine says Pepsi or Diet Mountain Dew. If I drink a soda, it's been so long. I know, Lorraine. I can. I'm so happy to be at the point where how sometimes things that we like, if we see them, it's hard to resist them. So that's how I test myself. If it's something that's not really, really good for you, but I know I do it in moderation, I still see how long I can last without drinking it. And so I've come to the point where I have to check the expiration dates now. If I have a 20-ounce Sprite or a 20-ounce Coke, it's like I don't really, I don't bother it. I like leave it there. Someone in the house may end up drinking it, and I'll just get another one just so that it's there. Because with me, when I was in college, I realized that um, caffeine and chocolate can really help with a stress headache. When you're stressing out and you're taking these tests and you're trying to you're up late studying and you get a headache and you really don't know why. Well, first and foremost, you probably do need more water. But if you're trying to knock the headache out right then, a Pepsi and a pack of M&M, y'all, most times it'll knock it out. It'll knock it out. I ain't gonna lie to you. Tanya says growing up, Kool-Aid was my favorite thing to drink. Really? Yes, Lorraine. Water is good. Water is great. Water is everything. Everything. And that was a good question, Planet Moolah. I'm glad you asked that question because, I never thought about that. Like, what was your worst job? A lot of us have had, I'm sure we've had some wild and crazy jobs. And even if they weren't so wild and crazy, I bet they were boring or they were just a headache. And sometimes it's not always the job, it's just the people at the job. Hey, my chef finds wine. Chef says lines, fried juice, comfort zone, Sonya, everyone, hello. Hey, Annie. Lorraine says my new drink is a cold beer. Your new drink is a cold beer, Annie. Well, hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, right? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Just always remember, practice moderation. Practice moderation. Sonya says, hey, chef, find this wine. You know, sometimes people can drink too much water. A lot of people are finally starting to realize that they didn't know it. But when you think of water, you never think that you could drink too much. But there is a such thing as water intoxication. Most of us don't do that, but it has happened. It has happened. Sonia says she can't do beer. I hope you guys can hear me. There's a helicopter over my head. So Lorraine tickled me. She said beer. Ain't nothing wrong with that, Lorraine. As women, do you guys like beer? I've had a beer before, but I've never really I don't know. It's just I don't like alcohol really in general. Like I'm really not an alcohol person. And on the rare occasion where it's like a wedding or just like an event, and I might have a drink, I tend to go for fruity. Uh, I know one day, my cousin and I we were at an event, and they had all types of alcohol, and I asked for a wine cooler. And my cousin said, "Just give her Kool-Aid." Jill says, "Hey, chef, find this wine, hun." Annie says, "I like to drink wine and mixed drinks." Really, Annie? And it's like, if I do have a drink, it can be, it has to be, I'll have a mixed drink from time to time, but it has to definitely be fruity. Um, but while people laugh, some of those fruity drinks can sneak up on you. Some of the fruity drinks can sneak up on you. Hey, Spiky, welcome to the live, Spiky. Sonya says, Annie, I love wine. Sweet red. You love sweet red wine? Is that what you're saying, Sonya? Or you just saying you love it, any type of sweet wine? Lorraine says, weekend a mixed drink. Jill says, I love my wine, but I can drink beer as well. Really? I don't know. I guess I think when I think beer, um, I think beer belly. Y'all, don't laugh. When I think beer, I automatically think of the men who drink so much beer and they have these big beer bellies. Now, that said, beer isn't the only thing that make you have a big belly. But I'm just saying, I always think that. I think of all that yeast and I'm like, mm-mm. But, you know, a beer, here or there from time to time, I'm sure that's fine too. Like I said, everything in moderation. I know a lot of people like wine. I'm not a big wine person. I do like the sweeter white wines, which I've heard that the red wines are better for you. But you guys know with changing research, things always change. For years, they've said red wine in moderation is good for you. Um, Now they're saying alcohol just isn't good for you, period. So I don't know what you guys believe. I'm not going to say that's right or wrong because research always changes. But what I will say is whenever you're dealing with wine or beer or any type of alcohol, always practice safety and always practice moderation. Sonya says, I like wine coolers occasionally. Yeah, every now and then. Annie says, me too. Lorraine laughing. Sonya says, liquor, heck no. Now for me, Annie said I drink beer sometimes if I'm doing tequila shots. Okay, okay. See, that lets you know I'm not a real drinker because some people have like Annie just said she drinks beer sometimes if she's doing tequila shots. Like some people have a certain way that they drink alcohol. Like if they're doing one thing and they're gonna do another, they'll have this or they'll have that. See, like I'm not so savvy on all that. All I do is I just have a fruity drink every now and again and a sweet wine from time to time. And I would drink a red wine from time to time because of the health benefits that they said that it offered in moderation. But now, again, I'm starting to hear that it doesn't really offer any health benefits. So, I just try to stick with my water, my Gatorade, and I only like certain flavors of Gatorade. So I stick with my water, with my Gatorade, lemonade. I like to make lemonade and I like to make tea. But again, with the tea, you have caffeine. So you have to kind of limit that. I had a friend that I was working with, and she was like, every time she drank tea, her feet swell. You know, and it was the caffeine. Sometimes people's bodies can't tolerate caffeine for whatever reason. And it's funny because sometimes the things that are good for you in moderation, sometimes you can't tolerate those things. Everybody is different. So, and a couple of coworkers are saying, just because you drink tea, and it's like, you just don't know. Sometimes things like that interfere with medicine that you're taking. So, just because something seems simple doesn't always mean that somebody else can, do what you do. And so she noticed that when she cut down on caffeine, she didn't notice as much swelling. Just like some people, when they cut down on their salt intake, they don't notice as much swelling because water follows salt. So if you take a lot of salt in, you might have that bloaty, that puffiness. So, a lot of times things seem so simple, but as our bodies age, sometimes our bodies don't tolerate simple foods that it used to tolerate. And sometimes it's not even about aging. Sometimes you can be young, you can be in your 20s, and something just doesn't sit well with you. Like garlic. For some reason, everyone loves garlic now. And they've just started. And it's usually in most seasonings and things like that. But people are just like adding and dousing their stuff with garlic when they cook. And then they wonder why they have bad gas sometimes. Garlic, garlic will have you bloated and gassy, even though it does have nutritional value. Albert laughing. You laughing at me, Albert? Yeah, this is just what. And see, the stuff that we're talking about, it doesn't apply to everybody, y'all. But like I said, we're just dropping nuggets in case you have some issues and you're wondering, like, what could this be? And you're not really doing anything different. Sometimes that's just it. You're not doing anything different. Sometimes your body just starts to tolerate the things that you're doing differently. Lorraine says, I fly past the mirror. Yeah, sometimes it's not so much that you're doing anything different. Sometimes your body just doesn't tolerate the food that you used to eat, that you've been used to eating. It doesn't tolerate it as well, you know. So, and as we get older, that does happen. But again, you don't have to really be at a point where you're feeling like, oh, I'm over 40 and this, and that, and the other. You have people in their 20s who they may have drank alcohol since the time they could slip and do it, from 18, 17 or 18, and they're like 27 now. And they feel like alcohol gets them bloated. Like you've been drinking alcohol regularly for 10 years. Like, so, sometimes it may not have bothered you before, but it does now. And sometimes it's just a matter of metabolism. Sometimes our metabolism slows down and you either you can't tolerate some of the things that you did, or you have to kind of slack off on some of them. You can still have them, but just know how to slack off a little bit. Just know how to slack off a little bit. Look at Spiky laugh. What y'all laughing at? Y'all cutting up in the chat. Y'all laughing at me. Y'all know some stuff we can't tolerate as we get older. And again, it's not even as you get older. Sometimes it's just if you've eaten that way for so long. Um, Sometimes you just can't tolerate some of those things. It may cause bloating, gas, indigestion, um, bowel symptoms like irritable bowel. And a lot of people just don't know, like when they have stuff like that, honey, a lot of the things that we know that are good for us sometimes aren't so good when you start to have certain symptoms that you hadn't had before. That's why you shouldn't give a baby honey because the digestive system just isn't ready for that. And plus, there's a substance in honey that you know that babies can't process until they're about, a year old at least. I would say a year and a half to 2 years old. Lorraine says they need to raise the price on beer so I can stop. I need help. Pray for me, y'all. Lord have mercy, Lorraine. Lorraine says she need help with the beer, y'all. Pray, pray, pray. We gonna look, Lorraine. Y'all, we're gonna pray that beer off. We're gonna pray that craving and that desire for beer off for Lorraine. Lorraine says, Sonya, I'm acting like I don't know. Yeah, I missed some of these comments. Y'all hilarious. Oh, you like Stella Rose, Sonya? I'm going up a little bit. Yeah, a lot of people say that they like Stella Rose. But look, I was in Walmart and I saw two young ladies looking for something to buy, looking for some wine. And one of them said, well, just get the Stella Rose. And the other one says, I don't want that weak. And I was like, what is it weak? Like, y'all, is Stella Rose weak? Like, I don't drink it. I hear a lot of people drink it, and I hear a lot of people say that they like it. But that girl was like, they were young, like maybe, mm, I would say mid 20s, maybe mid 20s. They were like, she was like, well, let's just get some Stella Rose. And her friend said, I don't want that weak. I was like, geez, is it weak? Really? Stella Rose is weak, y'all. Let me know in the comments, y'all. If you catch this replay, let me know. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you come across this video, I hope you find something in here you like. I hope you find a nugget being dropped that you can pick up and go plant somewhere else. You can use it for yourself. And if it's not beneficial to you, hopefully it's beneficial to you, beneficial to your friends, your family, somebody that you know. And if not, I hope you simply enjoy the conversation because we're here to educate, to be informative, to uplift, and to be positive. We got good vibes over here. All right. Good vibes over here. And if you happen to come across someone in this chat who you don't hit it off with, just be you. And hopefully at some point, maybe you guys will hit it off. But if you come across anyone in this chat, because I try to have an open chat for people to come and for us to be positive and uplifting, no drama. It's enough drama filled stuff on on the internet, on YouTube, on all these social media apps. And that being said, doesn't mean we're being hypocritical because we all like a little drama. I like drama. I just don't like it when it starts to really hurt people. So I think we all like drama, just like most of us like comedy. Some people, we like it to different degrees. Like, I don't like too much comedy, but I do love to smile. I do like a laugh. And sometimes that's what you need to lift your spirits. And I definitely don't like a lot of drama. I like drama as long as it's kind of not hurting anyone and people are standing their own. But when it gets to be too much, it gets to be too much. And what you can do then is just leave because you can't be a hypocrite. But you just have to realize that when enough is enough for you or when it's too much for you. So there are so many other areas of YouTube. Like I said, there's gardening, there are family channels, there are shopping channels, there are people who vlog, there are people who share their lives with you, So there's a lot you can do on here. There's different niches on here. Different. And it says some Stella Rose wines can be strong too. Really? Yeah, girl, that's what I was wondering. I was like, I never really questioned it from that standpoint of weak or strong. But when she said that, I was like, really? I thought it was, I thought it was pretty strong. But she said it was weak. And she was like, I don't want that weak stuff. And I'm like, weak? Are you serious? Because I don't know. Like, I'm not one, like I said, I'm not this wine or alcohol. I'm not one to like give people advice on what type of alcohol is this or that. But I've heard a lot of people say that they like it. So I figured it was pretty up there, as far as the strength of it. Like I said, any drink that you drink, if you drink enough of them, they'll slip up on you. They'll creep up on you. So you guys, I am done with this cool down. You guys know it only takes about 5 minutes to do a cool down, right? But my cool down is when I get a chance to come on here and interact with you guys to try to spread some positivity, to try to have some laughs, to try to be serious, to try and educate each other, to try and inform each other. You guys make the chat. I make the chat. You make the chat. We all make the chat together. And I really do appreciate the supporters who come over here. Um, if you've been somewhere today and they haven't said they appreciate you, I think all content creators do appreciate the support. Maybe we don't say it all the time, but we do. Whether it's a lot of support or whether it's a small amount of support. Like I said, I like it over here. I like for you guys to come in here and feel comfortable, to interact with each other, to not hold grudges with each other. And if it's someone that you just don't get along with, like I said, you walk around the house sometimes mad at your spouse and you don't say a word to them. So can you not be in this chat and just not say a word to a person if you don't get along? It's simple. It's easy. My parents always said that it's easy to mistreat people that you live with and that you're close to, and you treat strangers, like better sometimes. And I get it. I get it, because sometimes family can be something else. But let me tell you, don't if you can walk around your house mad at your parents and not really saying anything to your parents when you were a kid, or if you can walk around your house for 2 or 3 days mad at your spouse, can you not avoid people on social media that you don't get along with just as well? Because we're human, y'all. We're human. We're not going to all get along all the time. It's just like you can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all of the people all of the time. How many steps do I get in on average planet? I don't really know, because I'm not a walker like that. I just come on here and walk. I mostly exercise. I do my weight training um 5 days a week, and I do cardio every day. And the reason I say I do cardio every day is because, now, of course, some days I miss. Like if there's something going on, or if my day is so full, I don't have a chance to, I may miss. But I never really count them. So I've never really counted them to be able to like give you a good idea. I do have a Fitbit, but I really don't pay it much attention, because when I'm on my elliptical, that's my best friend, y'all. Remember, my elliptical is my best friend. So it kind of talks to me and it tells me then. But just like on average, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I don't know. Because just like today, this is all the walking I've done as far as like for exercise. I did my cool down. I did do my elliptical, and I jump rope, but I don't really focus on it. I think my goal is mostly focusing on trying to stay the same size, and most importantly for health and fitness. So yeah, I just try to do it for health and fitness. Um, but I might do that one day. I might do that. I might just pay more attention to my Fitbit when I'm on my elliptical, and pay more attention, because I really don't pay attention to the steps on my elliptical. I pay attention to the cycles. I might do like 7 to 10 cycles, if that makes sense. But that's how my machine is. It tells me in cycles. But I might just put my Fitbit on one day and just see how many steps. But I might just do it all day just to see how many steps I do all day. Like you said, when you said every day. So I might just do that. But yeah, I don't, now that I'm thinking about that, I think I used to do that like a long time ago. I would just like look to see how many steps I did. And I think I stopped looking because I just knew I had to get cardio in every day. And like they say, it's recommended by most reputable sources that you do 30 minutes at least 5 days a week. So when I start to look at things like that, I kind of stop paying attention to exactly how many steps. So I can't really even guesstimate on it. And then sometimes when I'm at work, I'm sitting down a lot, and sometimes I'm up a lot. So that would be something for me to do. Just kind of at the beginning of the day, Count how many steps I make on a day off of work. Do it on a day I'm working and the work and we're busy, and do it on a day where I'm not so busy where I'm sitting down. I think that's something I might try to do one day, well, soon, not one day soon. I'll do it for maybe about 3 days. I'll try and look at that. I don't even think, you know what? I would have to charge my Fitbit up, to be honest, because I just do it for cardio, health, and fitness. But people do like to know. Sometimes people do like to know. Sometimes that motivates people. When they know how many steps they've done, it just motivates them to do, to go ahead and increase, 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 and go to higher and higher levels with it. But I've enjoyed you guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed the live. I truly do appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for always being so supportive. Thank you for being positive. Thank you for being educational. Thank you for dropping nuggets in my chat. You guys let us know things that you do. Like I said, we can take those things and we can use them, or we can suggest them to our friends and family. And that's what it's about over here. And I wish you all peace, positivity, and prosperity. You guys know without peace, there's chaos. Without positivity, there's negativity. Wherever you have negativity and chaos, you fail to prosper as well. And I want you all to prosper. I want to prosper. We have to uplift each other. We have to encourage each other. And when I talk to you and I'm positive and I'm trying to be positive, it's not because I'm perfectly just right from east to west or north to south. It's because I'm also uplifting myself. I'm trying to uplift you guys. So no matter what you've gone through to today, and I'm trying to uplift myself as well, because very few of us are perfect. Very, very few. There are things about myself that I had to change, and I think we all should be able to recognize our flaws. And what shows growth is when we recognize our flaws and we start to work on our flaws, and we're willing to and are able to admit our flaws. Now, do you have to go publicly with everything that you've done wrong? No, you don't. But self admittance, self recognition, recognize self-recognition of what you've done. Recognize the things that you've done that you would like to improve, the things that you do that maybe aren't so bad. It could be eating habits, it could be your temper, it can be your attitude, it can be getting up late for work every day. You really, really want to improve. Your job is probably okay with it because you've done it for years, but you maybe want to do better. Maybe it's the relationship with your spouse. Maybe it's the relationship with your children. Maybe you've been hard on them and it was all because you wanted the best for them, but maybe you went overboard a little bit. You cannot change those things. All you can do is ask for forgiveness, ask your children, your spouse, whoever you may have wronged at some point. And like I said, if it's your children, if you were too hard on them, maybe you weren't so much as wronging them, but maybe you just didn't let them get out so much. And now you see that, okay, I did right. They've done good. They're working. They're contributing to society. And I could have like let the rain go a little bit. Well, you can't change that. But what you can do is continue, because as long as you live, there's always going to be a relationship between you and your children, you and your spouse. And there's never a time where you can't try to improve on that. Always trying to improve on that. Not even with your family. Some of you guys have had jobs that you've worked for 5 to 10 years plus. And some of you have worked with the same people for that whole time. And some of them you don't get along with. Well, sometimes just do what you can do. You know what? Just take deep breaths. Take deep breaths and just let it all out. Relax, relate, release, resolve. Find resolution in things. Maybe you'll never get along with the person that works right next to you, but find a way to be able to communicate better and to get the job done. Because guess what? Even under the tense moments, you guys have been working together that long. So even if she still gets on your nerves, or he still gets on your nerves, try to find a way that it doesn't stress you out. It's the same thing I said when you come onto this app. Never leave this app or any app with more stress than you came on here with. I don't think that they meant for these apps to stress us out the way it stresses some of us out. So when you come on here and you're stressed out already, because we all have stressors in life, don't allow this app or any app again, or any person you don't know, to place more stress on you than you had when you came in here. I'm sure you didn't come in here to get stressed out. So I want you guys to love on each other. I want you to love you. Love you first and foremost. You have to love on you to be able to do things for your family. And I will see you guys on the next live. Be good out here. Don't let bother people bother you. And I wish you all peace, positivity, and prosperity. Y'all know I do. I always do. I always do. That's what I do. And when you're feeling down and out, remember, take some deep breaths. I know it doesn't always work. It really didn't work for me a long time ago when I was younger, but it works now. Sometimes that's what it takes. It takes us to get older. It just takes us to get older sometimes. And we're going to talk about that too. What do you do now that you really couldn't control when you were younger? or you thought like you may have been hot tempered, and you still may be hot tempered now, but you know that you're better. You know. So I will see you guys on the next live. Bye, y'all.